In 1962, if you wanted to buy a Ferrari 250 GTO, the price wasn't the problem. The price was $18,000. The problem was Enzo Ferrari himself had to decide you deserved one. And Luigi Canetti, his sole dealer in North America, had to personally vouch for you before Enzo would even consider the sale. A Ferrari isn't really a car you buy. It's a car you're allowed to buy. 7 levels. Let's get into it. Level 1, $343,000. This is Ferrari's front door. The 296 GTB is the entry-level Ferrari, a plug-in hybrid V6 that still needs an allocation, a relationship with a dealer, and usually a history of buying less exciting Ferraris first. You don't walk in and write a check. You get in line to be considered for the privilege of writing a check. What most buyers don't realize is that the file starts before the car does. Dealers quietly track what you already own, how long you keep it before flipping it, how you option it, whether you show up to Ferrari's own track days and club events, and whether you're pleasant to deal with along the way. That file follows you to every level above this one. Get it wrong here, and level 3 never happens. Level 2. Somewhere between $400,000 and $500,000. This is the Purosangue, Ferrari's 4-door, and the company insists, loudly, that it is not an SUV. It exists because Ferrari's actual customers grew families, and families need back seats. Under the hood is a naturally aspirated V12. No hybrid, no turbo. Because Ferrari decided the one car it couldn't compromise on power was the one built for the school run. But the same rule from level 1 still applies here. Owning a Purosangue usually means you already own something else with a prancing horse on it. Ferrari doesn't sell its 4-door to people discovering the brand. It sells it to people it's already vetted. The 4-door isn't a compromise. It's a filter that lets Ferrari sell to people it already trusts. Level 3. $3.1 million. Only 799 units exist, worldwide, and every single one was allocated to Ferrari's most loyal clients before the car was even finished being designed. This is Ferrari's current Halo hypercar, a twin-turbo V6 paired with electric motors for a combined output north of 1,200 horsepower, track-focused, built in numbers so small that owning one says less about your bank account than about your position on a list you can't apply to join. There was no public order book. There was no dealership walk-in. Ferrari called the people it had already decided deserved one in an order Ferrari alone controlled. 799 people already have one. You are not going to be the 800th. On May 25, 2026, in front of more than 200 journalists at an event outside Rome, Ferrari unveiled its first fully electric car, the Luce, designed in collaboration with former Apple design chief Johnny Ive's studio, Love From, and priced from $640,000. Orders opened that same night. No waiting list, no vetting, no allocation. Ferrari's stock dropped more than 6% within hours. The company's former chairman called it a disgrace to 70 years of history. For the first time, Ferrari built something anyone with the money could simply order. 2 levels left before permission becomes the only thing left to sell. Subscribe if you want to see what that looks like. Level 4. $2.2 million at launch. The Daytona SP3. Part of Ferrari's Icona series, a tribute to 1960s prototype racers following the Barchetta-style Monza SP1 and SP2 that came before it. With an 829 horsepower naturally aspirated V12 screaming to over 9,000 revolutions per minute in an era when almost nobody else builds an engine like it anymore. 599 units. 599 buyers. every single allocation gone before the car was revealed to the public. Ferrari didn't take orders for this car so much as confirm them. The buyers had already been chosen by the time journalists got their first look at the styling. Level 5. $26 million. In August 2025, Ferrari built a 600th Daytona SP3 that was never for sale. Chassis 599+1, donated to a charity auction at Monterey Car Week. Two-tone exterior, exposed carbon fiber, the Ferrari logo type running the length of the body for the first time on any road car in company history. Think about what actually happened here. Ferrari had already told the world there were only 599 of these cars, full stop, no exceptions. That number was the entire pitch, the reason the other 599 buyers paid what they paid. And then Ferrari built one more, on purpose, specifically to prove it could break its own rule and still control the outcome. One buyer paid $26 million for a car that officially didn't exist. Every cent went to the Ferrari Foundation. Ferrari didn't just sell out the run. It built one more car to prove it could, then let the market decide what sold out was actually worth. Level 6. There's no sticker price at this level, because the price was never the mechanism. Ferrari's Tailor Made program lets top clients commission a fully bespoke specification. Custom paint, custom stitching, interior details that will never appear on a configurator. But you don't apply for Tailor Made. Ferrari invites you. This is the same file that started building back at level 1. What you own, how you treat your cars, whether you show up. Except now it's being read by people with the authority to say yes. There is no form to fill out. There is no number to call. The invitation simply arrives, or it never does, and there is nothing a buyer can do to accelerate it except keep being exactly the kind of client Ferrari already wants. This is the level where the paint and the stitching stop being the point. The interview was always the product. Every level below this one was a test to see if you'd get here. One level left, and this is where the car itself becomes almost irrelevant. Subscribe if you want to see what happens when a company stops selling cars and starts selling admission. Level 7. $18,000. That's what a 250 GTO cost new in 1962, if Enzo Ferrari's own dealer decided you were worthy of one. Only 36 were ever built, each one hand-riveted at Maranello, and Enzo reportedly turned away buyers with the money simply because he didn't like what they represented. In 2018, WeatherTech founder David McNeil paid $70 million for one, privately, making it the most expensive car ever sold by private agreement. No auction house, no public bidding, just a phone call between people who already knew each other. Owning one doesn't just buy the car, it buys entry into an invitation-only touring event held across Europe every few years. A closed circuit of owners that includes Ralph Lauren, Pink Floyd's Nick Mason, and British billionaire Lord Bamford, the only man to ever own two. You cannot buy your way onto that tour with a different car. The GTO isn't just rare, it's the only key that fits that specific lock. Level 7 isn't a car, it's a room, and the car is just the key. In 1962, the price was $18,000, and the real cost was Enzo Ferrari's permission. In 2026, the price is $640,000, and for the first time, permission wasn't required at all, and the stock market punished the company for it within hours. Then, a month later, in China, the permission model came right back, just smaller and quieter than before. That's the pattern underneath everything in this video. Ferrari didn't stumble into scarcity. It keeps rebuilding it, level by level, car by car, the second anyone tries to remove it. Ferrari never really sold cars. It sold seats at a table. And the table only gets smaller.